Hello, my good students. I hope you all are doing well. I want to create this video where I want to go over, excuse me, and explain the change of our assignment and what I expect you all to do in some of these creative assignments. So far, you were all given assignment problems. So we are in our fourth week. So far, the 3 programs that you have written, where I had given you the problem, where I would say write a program that would do some print lines of some statements. Write a program that would write a program that would allow you to create the gas cost of driving your car. Write a program that would create your monthly utility expense. So I have given you the problem, and then you came up with the solution by writing a Java program or writing a Java application that solved that problem. Now I want to shift gears, and I want you to start applying some of this knowledge and have you guys do both, which means you will have to identify the problem and you'll have to write a solution. So this should give you, or this should challenge you to be a little more hands-on and start thinking about applications that you could solve by using the concepts and the knowledge in Java that you have learned so far. And again, you do not have to be too complicated. Just think about simple things. So for example, just like the problem that I gave you, if I ask you that you have learned about if-else statements, you have learned about variables, you have learned about loops where you're repeating things, you have learned about started learning about classes where you would create a class with simple variables, and you can write some functions and you can assign some values, and then you can create objects, and those objects would be able to use the variables and the functions that you have defined for classes, and you can write more and more objects. And we will be discussing more of those things and seeing more application of those things in the near future. But now, given all the concepts and the knowledge that you have, how can you take this knowledge and apply it to identify problem and come up with solutions? So you can come up with something. Think about what is it that you do in real life that could be useful. You guys are all figuring out how long would it take for me to complete my program, given the conditions that I'm taking 3 classes a semester or 2 classes a semester. So can you apply your Java knowledge and write something where you would, once you identify the problem where I'm trying to figure out, or you're trying to figure out how to calculate the time that you would need, or in years or in months, as to how long would it take me for completing my program. So that's your problem, and you are trying to now apply some Java to solve that problem. So how would you go about doing that? You have to find out what program you are in, how many hours total is the program length, and how many classes are you taking, and depending on that you would say, okay, this is how long it would take. Now if I say, okay, I want to repeat this thing, and I want to see if I do the same thing next time, but instead of taking 2 classes I want to take 3 classes, how would that work? Maybe at the end you come up with a program where it can be applicable to everybody. You write a program which is going to allow you to give you information about how long it might take given how many classes you take every semester, and then you might add more and more things to it. You might say, well, if I take 2.5 years to complete my program, then if I take an additional class, how fast can I complete my program, and then I can get into a job, and then I can start calculating, how much I can save or how much money I can make. So those are things that you can develop as you think more and more and apply your concepts there. So from here on, you are going to be seeing certain assignments, and this is one of the first ones where I'm going to say, okay, I'm not going to give you the problem anymore. I want you to start thinking about how you can take some of the knowledge that you have and apply it, or identify a problem that could be solved with your concept. So that is what I'm trying to do here. Okay, so we talked about, we have covered classes and objects. We have also seen how the get set methods are used. We have seen how we can use our if else conditional statement. We have seen how we can use some loop, where loops are basically repetition. Now apply these concepts that you learned in the class and create a problem scenario, and that was what I was describing earlier. So identify a problem and then you apply this solution. You can utilize any of these examples that we have given. Just don't take one exact one, look at it excuse me, and try to apply it to a real world, something that is useful. So that is what I want you to do. Okay, now make sure you take a look at the grade rubric, the description of the problem. That's a lot of points in there, because I'm not saying write a program which calculates such and such. You are giving me the problem scenario, that this is a program, this is going to calculate the time of completion for a student in a particular program. Okay, and it could be more detailed as to it. It's asking the users, make it interactive. It's asking the user what kind of a program, how many hours, how many classes are you taking, things like that. So that is what I want you to do. So you have to describe the problem. Make sure you write comments on your program. I have to give me the .java file. You have to give me the ran program screenshot, and remember, this has to be in a separate Word file where you're including your ran program screenshot. You can take more than one screenshot if you want to capture multiple user inputs as to how it's going to change. And then you have to write your assessment, reflection, and challenges. So that's how you're going to be seeing some of the creative problems that are coming up in the future assignments. So now I want you to be more creative, hands-on, and apply the knowledge in a scenario. Okay, hope this would help explain what I'm asking for you all to do. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to me. Good luck.